Hey, Grand Rising. My name is Francesca Abbey, founder, chief executive officer, and executive director at DART's Diasporan African Repatriation Tourism Service. How are you, Akwaaba? Welcome to our DART's channel, where we'll discuss everything about repatriating from the diaspora to Ghana and learn together what we'll need to know to make the journey, survive the cultural barriers, and enjoy the experience. Along the way, I will share with you my own personal experiences as I grow into my new life in Ghana. For this topic, this topic for this show is called Building Our Community in Ghana. In this topic, I will discuss the need for African diasporans currently living in Ghana to unite together, organize, mobilize, and participate in the building of our community. There are some African diasporans who have been in Ghana for decades. There are some who have been here for years, some who have been here for months, and there are some who are still coming through. Some have come here with spouses and family members. Some came alone, like myself. Some African diasporans have chosen to assimilate and live amongst the local Ghanaians. Some have chosen to seek out communities with large concentrations of other African diasporans. But regardless of the circumstances under how long we've been here and how we chose to live in Ghana, we need each other to help one another to build, survive, and enjoy our stay here. Why do we African diasporans living in Ghana need to build our community here? Familiarity. We need to feel a sense of familiarity with those who have the same or similar cultural experiences as us. You know, back home in the well, I don't want to say back home, but back in the DS, the divisive states, I call it. You know, we grew up a certain way. We didn't grow up in Ghana. We weren't born and raised in Ghana. For those of you who were born and raised in the United States, the divisive states, we had a certain way of doing things, a certain understanding with each other. And that's that familiarity that we need now here in Ghana. Now that we're here in Ghana, we don't catch that from the local Ghanaians here. We need each other to feel that sense of familiarity and give us a little brief season of comfort being here, because it is a challenge getting up, pulling up stakes and relocating to a whole new continent and learning the culture, and it's challenging. And if we can have a little bit of familiarity to help us get through, it's good. It's a good thing. Number two, we need compatibility. We need to feel that we can be compatible with like-minded people, with king folks. You know, to be able to have a conversation and pretty much be able to finish each other's sentences if we want to, you know, with some unspoken jokes from way back when, you know, when we were growing up, we had jokes that we would say, and, you know, we would catch on and get a laugh and everything. And we need to be able to do that here. Number three, we need a sense of family and belonging. We need to feel as though we belong to a group of people experiencing the same things here or similar things here in Ghana. You know, someone to commiserate with, you know, occasionally. You know, sometimes we need to cry on each other's shoulders. Number four, we need cultural identity. You know, that pretty much goes with hand in hand with familiarity, you know, cultural identity. You know, we're not going to get that from everyone here in Ghana unless we're getting it from each other. We need companionship. Now that we can get from the local Ghanaians, but each of us have had different experiences with the local Ghanaians here. I have not had the greatest experiences all the time. Most of the time, my experiences have been pretty bad. So I'm speaking for myself. I need to have some type of companionship with people that get me, that understand who I am, how I was born and raised, and I can understand them as well, and that I get them as well. We need emotional support, as I mentioned earlier. We need to be able to cry on each other's shoulders when the times get tough. We need to be able to hold each other down and say, okay, it's going to get better. It's going to be all right. I went through this too. For some of you who have been here longer than the rest of us, we went through this, but it's going to be okay. It's going to get better on the other side. We need that. We need networking. We need to be able to network with each other, with other African diasporans, to combine our skill sets and resources to build our communities, or just to build businesses even. There's strength and safety in numbers. That pretty much speaks for itself. That's number 8. Number 9, collective, cooperative, communal living. Communal meaning living, communal living meaning it refers to a group of people living together in the sense of something shared, people pursuing common goals based on an ideal. It's not the European version of communes. Okay? When I say we need to build our community, I'm not saying that we all have to live in the same geographical neighborhood or area of Ghana. I am saying that in this day and age of communication technology, all we need to do is to keep in touch with each other with regular calls, texts, visits, and an occasional gathering. When I was in the planning stages of my repatriation, part of my plan was to assimilate into the community of local Ghanaians, thinking it would be a warm and fuzzy welcoming homecoming. Now I see that we African diasporans have to first live somewhere where we can heal from the trauma of the Great Ma'afa and purge ourselves from the westernized colonial ways of thinking and behaving before we can immerse ourselves into the local Ghanaian communities. Or else we will not understand each other, we will not get along, and we will not be well received. And we will not be very receptive of the long-standing cultural norms, traditions that the Ghanaians are accustomed to. So, and I'm not saying that we have to try to become Ghanaians either. I'm not saying that in order to live here. We don't have to become Ghanaians. We can't become something that we're not. We're not born here. We're not raised here. We were born where we were born and raised where we were raised, how we were raised. However, it's important that we also maintain the essence and the sense of pride of who we actually are, what we learned, where we came from, and what we've gained there. Yet be respectful of the traditional African culture in Ghana that we stepped into. Can we do this? Of course we can. We've been away from our African home for a very long time. And although we've gained cultural diversity during our struggle and ordeal in the DS, the divisive states, we have also lost a lot of the ancient ethical wisdom, essential knowledge, and esoteric understanding that our African ancestors had. Now, because our African ancestors, dwell within our DNA, and our African ancestors are actually us, and we are them, we still possess much of that information within us. But We need to decalcify our pineal glands, decolonize our behavior, and detach our mindsets from the Babylonian ways of thinking, their behavior, and their values, or lack thereof. That takes time, patience, stillness, some alone time, and a lot of work on ourselves. We must continue to work on ourselves, aspiring to become better versions of ourselves, as many of us have been doing for a long time before we even came here. But some have not. Some have not even thought about it. You know, some people don't even think that there's anything wrong with them, you know, with their behavior or their way of thinking. We have, some of us won't find that out until we come here and start living amongst the Ghanaians and find out, hey, we thinking like white folks. This is not cool. Okay, we need to go somewhere and check ourselves. Go look in the mirror and dig yourself, check yourself, and correct yourself. Okay? Now, let me also say this. Many Ghanaians need to heed this call as well. I've realized since I've been here that some Ghanaians are also still subscribing to westernized colonial ways of thinking and behaving, and also need to purge themselves, decalcify their pineal glands, decolonize their mindsets, and detach their mindsets from their European colonizers' influence. Did I say that? Did I stutter? I did not. You want me to say it again? I won't. Replay the videotape if you want to hear it again. So, how do we start building our community? We start from right where we are. Some of us have already begun, and some of us only think about it or only talk about it. But as I stated in a previous video, it's time for us to walk our talk. It's crap or get off the pot. As I mentioned earlier, all we need to do is to keep in touch with each other with regular calls, texts, visits, as well as occasional small gatherings, pool our resources, and share our knowledge. I know some of you may be thinking, we African diasporans didn't get along with each other in the DS, the divisive states. How are we going to get along in Ghana? Well, first of all, in Ghana, we're certainly on a very different playing field. Secondly, in the DS, the divisive states, we had many more circles as well as larger circles of acquaintances, friends, co-workers, colleagues, schoolmates, family members than we have here. We only have here what we brought here with us. And we have each other, other African diasporans, if we come together and unite and build our community. Lastly, there is a sense of urgency right now in this time of Babylon falling. With what could possibly be coming down the pike, we may soon need each other for basic survival more than we think, and sooner than we think. I'll use these fictitious characters as an example of collective, cooperative, communal living. Amma, remember, she's just a fictitious character. Amma is an esthetician, someone who specializes in skin conditions, and on the side, she also makes soap. Kwame is an attorney who also, on the side, designs and makes shoes and bags. Nice, fine leather shoes and bags. You know, attorneys like to look nice. And they like to carry their briefcases. Akoshua is an electrical engineer who also makes candles. Kwesi is an electrician who also builds solar generators. You see where this is going. Ajwa is a physician who also makes shea butter. Kojo is an IT specialist who also teaches linguistics, languages, dialects. Abena is a CEO of a marketing firm who also makes clothes. Kwabena is an architect who also makes furniture. Akuya is a biologist who also makes natural water purification products. Kweku is a realtor who also makes solar panels. Ya is an accountant who also makes baskets. Yao is a fisherman who also builds boats. Afia is a chef who also makes pottery. Kofi is a naturopathic pharmacist who also grows healing herbs. And they all grow food of some sort, each a different vegetable, fruit, medicinal herb, or spice, and they share, they barter, and they exchange goods, favors, advice, knowledge, and wisdom, and help each other's families and households to grow as needed. We all have something to bring to the table and to add to the proverbial pot. And if you think you don't, then maybe it's time to build your skill sets. As yet, it's not too late, but don't wait too long. Thank you for watching our Darts channel. If what was discussed here resonates with you in a positive way, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell so you'll always know when a new show is posted. Peace.